Thanks for joining us, Christian Kike Bermudez. How are you? A fighter from New York, lightweight division, is it?
Yes, yes.
That's correct. How are you? How do you feel? I mean, I've seen your videos on Instagram. You're training with a lot of pros. I mean, how does it work for you right now? During this pandemic, eventually, things are hard. Can you explain us?
Yeah. Thank you for having me, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome, man. It's always a pleasure.
It, um, but training around both, around top level posts that I am now, like mentioned, Edgar Berlanga and with the Comey, I'm working with Pablo and stuff. So, these are dudes that I grew up with like all my life. Like me and Edgar started boxing when both 7, 8 years old on the same team, same trainer, and also it's good that we united again as both and adults now. So it's like he pushes me, I pushes him, and so it's a great atmosphere all the time when we together. And Richard Comey is a former world champion, so I get a lot of sparring with him, and that also is great work.
Oh, that's good. I mean, eventually, your weight division is one of the divisions that is pretty much intriguing because we've seen fighters like Richard Comey. Big shout out to Richard Comey. Who else? Let's mention. I mean, Teofimo, L.Lomachenko, and so many fighters. I mean, eventually, you are one of them. You're picking yourself in order that one day we will see a world champion. Eventually, you have to work harder. How did you see this weight division that eventually you are in it, and eventually the fight fans they will see Christian Bermudez coming in against with everything.
Yeah. Um, my division is very talented, and especially we got a lot of young fighters like the Devin Haney, the Ryan Garcia, and Teofimo and stuff. So it is very talented. Everybody's young. I'm supposed to be right up there with them. Just I got caught up and missed untracked and by the law and had some time away. But now I'm back. I'm focused and I'm I'm grinding again, and hopefully I'll meet them on the top soon.
Great, Christian. I mean, eventually, I mean, don't get me wrong, people make, mistakes in life. People does, something wrong, but eventually you already are back in the right track. Eventually, boxing, is where you got more focus on your career. Explain us like how does it work, right now, and eventually, what message would you bring for the youth right now, especially because you've been in trouble, and I believe, or I'm guessing, that you don't want nobody else to step in the wrong way. So what would it be the message that you would like to give to anybody?
Um, for the youth coming up, just be patient and just dedicate your all your time to the craft and chasing that going the easy way out is not the way because you could use me as an example. I was a decorated amateur winning national tournaments and had a promised future, and me trying to take the easy way out and just got you're distracted in the street life, and it took 3 years away from my life of fighting and stuff. So and now I'm trying to build back up, and, like starting all over. But lucky I was still young, so I'm still young, so I still got a lot of years to make up. But it's not worth it because right now, like I'm seeing the young crowd that I was in the amateurs with, like David Haney and Ryan Garcia's and stuff, and Teofimo that shining and winning. I was supposed to be right there with them, and I went the wrong way. It took me longer to get there. So just be patient, and your time is going to come.
So true, Christian, and I believe you are in the right track. And eventually, as you mentioned right now, these things happened in the past, and I believe, for me, I always mention this, things has to stay in the past, and eventually you have to move on. and we will see, I guess more of you, because eventually when you perform, I was a witnesses when you performance at the Madison Square Garden, right there. It was amazing, style that you brought on that night. What was the experience, being there at the Garden? I mean, eventually it wasn't the big arena, but hey, you are already there, in the right track.
Yeah, that feeling was amazing. Like I've gone like the whole city out. We packed the theater out in Hulu. So that the atmosphere is like undescribable. But I had a lot of ring rust because I was out of the game for like I didn't fight for like 5 years. So we had a lot of ring rust, but we caught amazing knockout in the second round. And this year I just signed a management contract with Edgar Berlanga Senior. So he gonna keep me busy this year. So this year you're gonna see a lot of me.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you have an upcoming match, right? It's gonna be in Florida. Tell the fight fans where they have to, stay tuned in order to, keep an eye on you, because I know it's gonna be great. Berlanga is gonna be there. Pablo, Valdez is gonna be there. Yourself is gonna be there, and so many other fighters. Of that card is gonna be, amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm playing in Orlando on February 20th. If y'all want to attend, you could purchase tickets. The link in my bio on Instagram at Kike Bermudez. And well, yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's great.
a lot of Brooklyn fighters is gonna be on that card. So
Yeah, I mean, I tell
it's gonna
this
be a
to
lot.
all the fight fans, from the top, from the bottom to all the way to the top, the fights are gonna be great. I mean, I've been a witnesses also from Edgar Berlanga since when he started, his career, and oh my God, amazing. That I mentioned it like this, right? That kid. I mean, right now he's a young, man, like woof. When I used to be there at the fights, oh wow, that was something totally different. I mean, I always, tell Edgar, I can picture yourself with a world championship. Eventually, you have lions in front of you, and I know you're gonna work harder. So eventually, something is gonna happen, because right there in his weight division is Benavides, Caliplan, and Canelo, and some other names there, that eventually that division is tough. What do you think about that division where Edgar Berlanga is it's right now?
Yeah, he also in weight class like myself that got a lot of talent and uh they a lot of superstars in that weight class. So it should be interesting seeing him rise to the occasion. Right now he on the right path. His managers and promoters are moving him well. He going in there handling his business and he looking great. He looking great. He's stopping through that never been stopped in the first round, and he's doing everything he's supposed to. So his time is gonna come.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, his time is coming, and eventually we will see these names that appears, right in front of him, where eventually we will see him, challenging them, because there's no other way that, I mean, someone will avoid Edgar, because I know Edgar is right there in the right track, and I know that he's pursuing greatness. So hey, I think me and you, we will see a witness. We will be a witnesses when he goes right there. It doesn't matter right now. I think if it is Benavides, and other names, like let's say Caliplan and Gongora, because eventually he owns one of the titles, and I know everyone is looking for the big name, Canelo Alvarez, right?
Yeah, yeah, that, that's
Well,
the big fight that could be made,
oh
and it
yeah,
always in history. History repeats itself. Mexico versus Puerto Rico, and that's a fight that everybody would like to see in the future.
oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I can tell that we will, be a witnesses for that fight. God willing, first. And Christian, what can you say about your weight division? I mean, we seen recently Teofimo defeated Lomachenko, pound for pound boxer, franchise boxer. Eventually, right now, Teofimo has all the belts right there. What can you say? Would you like to see a rematch that would do Teofimo against Lomachenko, or would you like to see Lomachenko going for another different opponent like Ryan Garcia or Gervonta Davis or Devin Haney? Are you interested to see the rematch, or you would like to see Teofimo
I
going?
will, me personally, I want all the for the sport. I mean, I don't think a rematch is necessary because he beat him clearly. Like it wasn't debatable or nothing. Like he went in there and did what he said he was going to do, and he clearly beat him. So I don't think a rematch is necessary. Like he don't got anything else to prove. If he beat him again, he already handled his job the first time around. But and the other hand, on Lomachenko part, it makes sense to get the rematch for him to get a second chance at winning his belts back. But I think for Teofimo, I think there's a lot of more competition, that a lot of more fights to be made that people would like to see.
Wow, that's I know that that weight division is totally interesting because you are in that type of division. Christian, you know, eventually right now you are an upper coming you know, boxer that eventually fight fans they would love to see when you becoming a world champion in the future. But right now, how long do you think that you will stay in that division? Or because you know eventually you're growing, bodies you know changing and everything. How long do you think that you will be in that division in the weight class that you are right now?
I think I'll be here for the most you hear me? Yeah, I believe I'll be here for beginning beginning stages of my career. Because I'm already grown. I'm not getting much bigger. I'm 24 years old, so and I'm making 35 easy. So like my last fight, I weighed in 133. So I'll be here for a while.
Oh, that's a good thing, Christian. Eventually, people might say, "Oh, why you ask you know that type of question?" And I like to do ask this type of question because sometimes fighters they are not anymore they don't really stay comfortable in the in sometimes in the you know in the weight class that they probably belong at you know at the moment because uh, I recently interviewed someone and he said that it was 140 but then he started gaining weight and he says no now I'm gonna turn 147 because eventually my body's changing and I feel more comfortable. I feel the power of 147 of 140. I feel that you know I don't have the same power. So that's one of the questions that I always you know mention and ask boxers because you know as much as you feel comfortable, that's where we're gonna see you know fireworks.
Yeah, 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 definitely. I'll be around 135 for a long time.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Christian. Christian, what do you think? What do you think about Canelo Alvarez career right now? You know, before we used to see other fighters named like let's mention you know with all due respect Floyd. That was the biggest attraction. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still the biggest attraction. But right now, Canelo is the name that you know everybody wants to pursue. I know. I remember. I think I saw something on the internet that Berlanga wants to you know have the opportunity to fight him. Eventually, everyone is looking for Canelo. What do you think about his career?
Oh, it could be amazing. Like it's like he's getting better and better with every fight. Like once you think like, yo, this dude is sharp, the next fight he comes and do something even more great, and he's looking better every fight to me.
I bet that's awesome to see. You know, to see he's developing something more. You know, different skills now because I always tell him. I mean, I always tell fighters. Don't get me wrong. You know, the loss that he got against Floyd. I think it did help a lot Canelo. Because if it wasn't for that, I think Canelo wouldn't be where he's at right now. I'm not saying that I'm happy that he got the first loss, but eventually things happen for a reason. That's how I believe.
yeah, everything it was a learning experience for him, and he took all that knowledge from Floyd and from that fight, and took off with his career because he looking better than ever.
Eventually, we will see different, fights where a lot of people wants, like I said, Canelo, Charlo, Benavides, Surdo Ramirez, Billy Joe Sanders. Eventually, I think it's a coming up fight in May, if I'm not mistaken, and Carlos Gongora, the Ecuadorian guy. Wolf, I can continue with the list, but there's so many names that eventually they pursuing Canelo. Dimitri Bivol, the list goes and on and on and on and.
Yeah, when you the cash cow in boxing, everybody gonna want thing. Like they that's what everybody worked so hard for, is to recognize the best of the best, and when somebody else is recognized as the best of the best, getting the most money, fighting, everybody want a piece of that. So that's why everybody want go after him.
So true, Christian. Before we wrap it up with this interview, what message would you like to bring to the fight fans? Eventually your fight is coming up, and it's gonna be different in different state, Florida, isn't it? Right.
Yeah,
What message would
Orlando.
you like to bring to the fight fans? Because I know, as you mentioned, you lost 3 years, unfortunately, on this incident that happened to you, but eventually you are an example, and I congratulate yourself because you showing to the kids, to the youth, that they have to be patient for things that they want or pursuing in life. You are the example. You're using your voice and your platform in order to tell the kids or the youth, saying, hey, you're going on the wrong path. That's not where it's gonna, something is gonna end wrong. So what's a message that you would like to bring for them?
Like I said earlier, just stay patient. Dedicate your craft. It could be boxing or school or whatever field you in. Just, put all your time, put all your effort. Even if you don't see you're not getting paid for it now, but later on, if you see yourself in the future doing it, just stay down, because eventually hard work is gonna pay off. And for some kids that want to reach out or need somebody to talk to, they can always reach me in my DMs on Instagram at Kike Bermudez. I'm not one of those fighters that act Hollywood or thing. I'll reach back out to everyone that contact me and ask me for advice or anything. If I always stay down to my fans, my supporters, anybody that needs help, they could DM me, and we could talk it out.
There you go, Christian. So fight fans, we got Christian Kike Bermudez with us. Do not miss his fight, and of course, the whole card, because eventually that's one of the cards that is gonna be great. From I mentioned it before, from the bottom to all the way to the top. So stay tuned. Don't forget to give a follow to Christian and show love, and of course support him, because I know he got the brand wearing it right now. Can you show us a little bit so the people can see it?
Yeah, this is my Team Bermudez sweater.
There you go, fight fans. If you would like to request a T-shirt from him, oh, look at that! I can see it.
For the struggle, you can't see it.
Yep, I
Yeah,
see
yeah,
it.
it's for the struggle. I mean, the for the struggle, for and any for the struggle gear I sell, I put it towards donation. Like in the beginning of this pandemic, we raised thousands of dollars, and we was feeding the hospitals, the fire department, the police department, and so that's why I represent everybody that go through a hard time, the struggle. I'm like the living proof that it, just because you're going through a hard time or went through a hard time, like if you put your mind to it, it could get done. And that's why I'm trying to. My message, my purpose of fighting is going to be to show everybody that and give hope to a place that a lot of light not shed on.
I see it, and congratulations, Christian, and God bless you also, because I know you using your platform, you using, all the experience where you eventually went through in the past, and now we see the different person in, everyone in front of us. So eventually you're working on something good and something positive, supporting, the whole community, and eventually in hard times like this, I think you are a great image, and you will go, beyond than that, because you have a good heart, and I can tell you that from the bottom of my heart. Big shout out to you, and God bless your family also as well. And nothing, Christian, I mean, your fight is coming up, and guys, stay tuned, because we have Christian for a long, long period over here. So thank you, Christian. I appreciate for your time and everything.
Thank you. Anytime. Anytime. Thank you.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate for.
my team and myself also appreciate you for what you contributing to the culture and all the content and giving fighters at high levels, small levels, all everybody a chance to do interviews and work on their skills as well. So thank you for giving us the content and the chance.
I appreciate your time, and definitely we will see each other, when the right time comes. And I wish you nothing but the best. Good luck in your fight, and also God bless you. The most important part, I always mention, I want every fight to come off, from every fight to come off good from the ring. To me, I see it as a sport. Eventually, you guys are the ones that is gonna speak the skills, not me. And but I want from both fighters to come out from the ring, safety. That's the main part. That's the main part.
Right.
So God bless you, and wish you nothing but the best. Guys,
Thank
stay
you so
tuned
much.
on Christian Kike Bermudez. Thanks.
Thanks.
You're welcome.